guys, Kawaii Otaku here, and I was going to have a Far Cry video up, but my recording got messed up, and I think it's because my new mic. I don't know how exactly. I'm supposed to fix it with my shadow play, but it's not recording any of my mic audio. So my backup plan is the video I was supposed to do next week. So I'm just gonna, I guess, do this week. I wanted to raise awareness on social anxiety because, you know, you always talk about stuff like depression, or you always say, like, lightly say it, like, oh, I have anxiety. But social anxiety is something that is completely ignored and completely, well, I wouldn't say completely forgotten, but it's not something that a lot of people talk about. And I just wanted to take the time today to educate some of you guys who might not know anything about it. So basically, social anxiety really does prevent a lot of people's daily lives, or I shouldn't word it that way. It basically prevents people from doing a lot of basic things in their daily lives, such as going outside and, I don't know, maybe ordering food or paying for items. Those kinds of things people with social anxiety struggle with, and they struggle with interacting with, you know, strangers when you're like, or being on the phone too. Just a lot of different things that we are not very comfortable with, and a lot of the times it can ruin our relationships with people that we are very close with, because there's always that thing in the back of our minds that, you know, we're worried about something's gonna go wrong. Like, what's gonna go wrong? Are we bothering them? You know, all sorts of things. And it hurts. Like, it hurts a lot. But it's just something that we sort of have to deal with. Now, one thing that I do regret is seeking help and getting medication, because when you're on the medication, it's very hard for you to get off it. So for me, for example, I will try my very best to cope with it on my own, and I will get off of it. And it doesn't really help me, because in the end, I just end up getting really emotional and freaked out, and I end up taking my medicine again. And basically, with social anxiety, a lot of people get confused or push it aside. Like, you could tell somebody, yeah, I have social anxiety, and you know, some people may get that, but some people might not realize how big of a problem it is, because it varies from person to person how big it is inside you. And basically, sometimes when you, like, people might tell you, yeah, I understand what's going on, but you might be thinking otherwise, because it's just really not clear to you that they could ever possibly understand whatever you're going through. And you could also be doing a lot of things because you don't mean to, like apologizing for a lot of these things that maybe we didn't even need to apologize for, or we didn't even, you know, do. We just apologize anyways because we think it's our fault. And, you know, people are always like, yeah, it's okay, like, don't worry about it, I understand. Or they try to tell you, like, give you advice, and then completely forget that sometimes some things that we do is completely out of our control. I'd say about 50% of people who deal with social anxiety also deal with depression, because with social anxiety, it costs us a lot of things. And, you know, we end up not being able to do the normal daily things that we want to. And we are just stuck with, like, the people that we are comfortable with being around, and it scares us to even be, like, maybe a day away from them or something like that, because it's just comforting to us, and they're who we are comfortable being, you know, around. And it's not often that there are people like that around us, because people with social anxiety tend to not open themselves up to very many people. And when we do, it's like we just get attached to them, if that makes sense. And so when something does go wrong, it can make us very sad, I guess you can say. And we just kind of stay to ourselves and get really depressed. It can get very, very bad but it just really depends on the person and how they personally deal with things. Another thing that I would like to mention is that when we're around the people that we are comfortable with, it's hard to tell that we even have social anxiety, because those are the people we're always around and they know how we are. So from an outsider's point of view, they might not quite understand or realize that we do have social anxiety, even though we might tell them that we do. I'd say maybe about 15 million Americans have social anxiety. Now, that is really not accurate, I'd say, because a lot of people do not get help. A lot of the times, there are people who want to just try to deal with things on their own without getting any sort of medical attention. And, you know, they could have it for at least 10 or more years before they start actually seeking help. And it can go from as young as 13, and you could be living with this without knowing or being in denial about it. You know, it's just very scary how little it is talked about when it is a big part in many people's lives. So that is why I wanted to raise awareness. So if you guys know anybody who has social anxiety, or you want to educate somebody, please share this video. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe it helped you learn more about social anxiety, please go ahead and like this video down below or comment. I hope that if you guys are right now dealing with social anxiety, I just want to, let you guys know that you're not alone. There are people out there, many people out there, who deal with the exact same thing. It's kind of hypocritical and hard for me to actually say this because sometimes I don't believe that. But I'm trying to change my ways and expand myself to other people, like open myself up more so that I can overcome this problem, because it's something I've dealt with for a very long time, and I really don't want to have to deal with it for the rest of my life, because that would kind of suck. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is that you guys are not alone, and you don't have to be alone. You can always come talk to me if you need any help. I'm always here. I stream every weekend. You can come there and vent. That is why I love what I do. I love to, make you guys happy and see you guys laugh and stuff. That just is the best feeling to me. I hope you guys got a lot of good information out of this video, and I hope that you guys learned more about social anxiety and can help me raise awareness over this issue. So if you guys are new, I do make videos every Saturday. They're usually a lot more happier than this. I'm sorry, this is not very I don't know, like the usual stuff I do on my channel. But this is just a really big issue that I would like to push upon. So if you guys enjoyed it, please give me a sub down below to become part of the Otaku family, and I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.